Who knows? Yeah, like I said, things can absolutely happen. I didn't do any practice on any of the other levels. I'm gonna just wing it as best as I possibly can. All right, let's get started with the first run of the day, and let's, again, like I mentioned at the start of the stream, try to keep, any bit of swearing to a minimum to be appropriate for GDQ. So yeah, let's get started with the first run of the day. Start in 3, 2, 1, go! Claps. So yeah, this is Max's Christmas Brotherhood. Is a puzzle platformer game that I started running 8 years ago, and it's a little fun. It's fun, but there's definitely some challenging things to be said about it. Okay, we missed the jump right there, but normally I would actually make that jump, but we're gonna just take the L and just go with a little bit of time lost to start this off. So probably our first segment is going to be around 4:18, 4:20. So very unfortunate, but again, is what it is. I can't do anything about it. All we just do is push forward and save more time in the rest of this run, which we held plenty of opportunities to save time. As you see, what I was trying to do earlier on the slope there is start with the jump tech that this game is very well known for, in my personal opinion, even though this has not had a lot of coverage. And that is, depending on where you jump and the timing, you can actually gain momentum. But you also want to be careful to not gain too much momentum, because you can absolutely fall into any pits that we will be seeing in the next chapter. And right here that we're getting chased from, this is Mustache's Beast. Mustache being the figure we'll be seeing at the end of this run. Because again, we won't want to spoil what they look like and who they are as a person, but they're the big bad. Mustache was the big bad, and we just fled from the beast, who, from a cutscene that we just skipped, takes away our little brother Felix, which we are actively chasing to make sure that he's safe and sound. All right, so got this rock right here. Pretty easy to avoid. And when I say avoid, I mean run back like Indiana Jones to not get crushed. All right, there we go. This would be a perfect time for donations if we have any. Like again, this isn't when I'm saying this as in practice for GDQ. If this were to be accepted into the lineup, so this section would be great for donations. So here we are. We're Max, the older brother in this game, and this is a sequel to another game for WiiWare. Donations, yes.
Hey, who's doing that?
Let's go. So this is a sequel to a game that came out in 2010 for WiiWare called Max and the Magic Marker, and based on that alone, that is what we're going to be using throughout the entire game to get to our brother Felix, which will be discussed in a cutscene that we are about to skip coming up. But basically, Max has this magic marker from his last adventures in the first game. And with this magic marker, we can actually make our way over to Felix using the elements of the earth, as you're being seen right here. From the earth pillars to branches to vines to water paths, and one final element that I will not spoil until we get to chapter 5. I almost said 6, but chapter 5. All right, 4:17. So yeah, pretty close to what I predicted there.
Your weapon?
weapon here, your weapon will be drawn to nature's most powerful places. There, I will go on. The town is not far. From there, you can enter Mustachio's lands.
I had to control myself there just to try not to get thrown off of the edge because of how much momentum we were gaining from those jumps. It's unfortunate that we couldn't create that third pillar in time, but at least perform more jump strats right there, as you've seen. All right, so coming up, we're going to be seeing these creatures a lot. I usually call them spiked snails, because at least to me, they kind of look like spiked snails. But these creatures will be prevalent throughout the rest of this game. At least until around the 4th chapter, in my opinion. I just made the ledge grab. But they'll be pivotal in a sequence that we'll get to eventually in this run. Again, we also want to be very careful that we don't touch them, because again, we can absolutely die as Max. If we do. Okay, that was very unfortunate that I couldn't create the pillar in time. So that's our first death of the run. And total for the entire stream. I'm going to wait this out just so I can avoid dying to this thing here. Okay. First of the run. Indeed. Indeed, JV. Okay, that was a little scary right there, but what we just see Max do right there.
Max? Felix is waiting.
Normally in the casual playthrough for this game, you would need both pillars to get up to the edge of the level, but we can actually skip that.
I won't survive that.
With just only one earth pillar. I'm gonna try and do it as best as I can to talk fast with the gameplay, but it can be pretty difficult for me to do. These creatures right here that you see are being attached to the snail. This is the only level we will be seeing them, so it's unfortunate we can't, you know, climb on top of them as we let them grab the backs of those snails. But again, nothing we can do. All right, so coming up is another tight strat. Actually, well, I don't want to say another, but it involves with, again, another one of these spike snails and this creature that we only see. This is the last time right here that we see this creature in the whole level. So hopefully we do not have death right here. Okay, we got it first try. So again, that's a very tight strat to pull off during runs, but it's very possible to get it first try.
Nice.
All right, let's go ahead and climb up the rope right here. Now this is the any % run, as you see right here on the screen. So we won't be getting any collectibles, which for this game, unfortunately, there is no save system, so everything is saved as is, and I've already collected every collectible there is to be found. within this game, so we're just going straight to the end of it. All right, so once again, this coming up as we push Max down off of this pillar is another sequence of us using the jump tag.
Now what?
So we want to be very careful that we keep Max in control and we don't fly off, or hit the incoming enemies, which I will call, for the sake of this run, plants. But you can call them whatever you want, brown plants, whatever. No. You can see we are jumping. Okay, that was the first death on this area. Normally I would expect at least a few. So, good recovery. Right there. Okay, that's officially 2 now, so it's unfortunate, but normally we would actually be able to gain just enough speed to actually skip at least one of these. And so what I'm going to do right here is try to make the bill pillar, and we just did. So that strat right there that you just saw is very hard to pull off. So it usually takes me a couple attempts to get that. So very unfortunate that we died a few times here at the end of that split. But here we are coming up into the crossing, which will be the next. Will give us. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to say my words correctly. We've gained from our PB. That is very true. So coming up right here is the first instance of us seeing the minions of Mustachio. It's going to be very prevalent throughout the entire run. This won't obviously this won't be the first time we'll be getting. Sorry, not the first time. This won't be the last time we'll be having these minions chase us. So be very careful. Nor is it the last time as well that we'll be getting chased by Mustachio's beast. This is also going to be really tight right here. Okay, we just made it. Normally in my runs in the past, I would try to wait that bomb out, but I've actually started running ahead just to see if I can make it up before the bomb has a chance to hit Max. And we were able to make it. Okay, so we just got one more right here of Mustachio's minions.
You're not too clever.
There we go. So we won't see them until a little later. We got the little boost right there that is normally hard, but for me to get to do.
Protect the town. On the other side of that, Mustachio's land.
So as our disembodied narrator that we meet in the skipped cutscene from the second level, we are entering into the forest of Mustachio's lands, which is where we'll be getting our next element soon, as we finish up this last level here in Chapter 1. And coming up, we have another strat that is also really hard to pull off, and that we want to be very careful that we don't have Max die on right here.
Below you lies the Temple Forest, a dangerous place, but your weapon will gain new power.
Okay, we just made it. Just made it. So, right there, normally in the playthrough, you would need to take your time, but with what we just did there, we can actually just skip one of those ropes, and we can make it just like from the last level to that second pillar. Let's get the boost at the end. All right, we got the boost at the end. Very nice. And we do get a gold from this, so very nice. We got a gold split from that.
Welcome to the forest, Max. You are close to the first holy place.
So coming up right here, we have a couple traps that were set up to stop the beast that will be chasing us throughout the rest of this run.
These traps
Again, we want to be very careful.
They did not work.
I'll start my time right there because I just don't want to fail that. Same thing with this pit right here.
Insane.
Okay, we just barely missed it. If we actually got hit there by that explosive frog, which I'm going to call that because
This is it, Max.
I don't have a name for that as well, we would have had to redo that whole thing right there.
Hey.
But thankfully we didn't have that happen, so... now we go into the temple. This is where we're going to be getting our next element in the magic marker. Poison frog. Yes, that is what we're going to be calling them because we don't... Because there is no... like, at least right now, there's no way to get into the game files to know exactly for sure what the name of that creature is. So... that's why I'm going to be calling them Poison Frog, as they do, in fact, kill Max. So we want to be very careful around those, just like we want to be very careful around the spiked snails. So coming up right down here is where we'll be getting our next element, which you'll be seeing shortly after we do this very ballsy strat. Okay, there we go. We just got the ledge grab. And that is branches. So branches will be very pivotal through most of this run, with the very exception of the last level, as the last level we will not be using this element. But there will be some strats coming up in the run that will be using branches very much.
The force of the woods now dwell within your weapon.
Oh, sorry, we'll be using branches a lot on.
Go on. Create a branch and climb it.
I apologize if by any accounts that I am saying things like not the best, not like bleh, oh my goodness, with not the best clarity. Okay, that's unfortunately we had a death right there. I had a feeling that was going to have an unfortunate death right there, but it's okay. We have second try on there. I normally would have one death on this split anyway, so at least it was right there and not at the beginning.
Can be pushed around.
All right.
So so now we got the element, that being of course branches. We can now go ahead and escape the temple so we can move on to the next level. So we just got a couple more branches to climb after these 3 branches, which of course will lead us right into the second level of this chapter. Okay. So I created... So normally when I do this, I create an S, you know, because of my name being Swag or whatnot, but also because it's very easy. And so again, we are ahead of our pace, which is nice. Unfortunately, it is not a gold, which normally would be even more amazing, but that's okay because and we are showcasing this run and how it works.
Oh, I can fool
So this is the first time, of course, that we see Mustachio's minions here in this chapter. And very small.
See? Told you so.
One right here. But we'll be seeing them shortly after we climb these branches right here. I don't think we got early branch skip. Unfortunately, we didn't get the early branch skip. Which is what I would prefer to call this strat. Where we can actually climb up the branch early. We're also going to be very careful as we jump over this minion. And we did just fine. Sometimes the minion will actually get to us first, and we might actually not make that pillar jump. And as you can see, we are in another encounter with Mustachio's Beast. Again, I'm sorry if I'm talking too fast or anything. This is just my, natural way of speaking, so I try to do what I can to, slow down my tone of my voice. So, that was a very good hula hoop creation right there. Which means we can be able to, hopefully... Okay, that was unfortunate. We weren't able to make that in time. Normally, we would actually be able to create this branch just in time, but we will have to settle for recreating it and then dropping it onto the minion. So it's unfortunate we couldn't make that first try, but again, we got plenty of ways to save time here coming up in this run. Especially around the end of Chapter 2, which I will not spoil. All right, so we're coming up across a broken tree right here that probably got affected by some hurricanes. Maybe this is somehow located in Florida. I don't know. I'm sorry, Floridians. But what is this beast going to do right now? Looking at it. Oh no, we have to protect ourselves. Quickly. Okay, that was a little bit slow, but we did our job just right. All right, so we got another set of branches that we're going to be climbing up right here. As of the world record, we can actually skip using this branch right here, and we can just climb up top right here. We just did this first try. Very nice. And just having to use 3 branches altogether for that. All right, so right here, this is the last time we see the minions until the last level of this chapter. So what we're going to do here is, normally in the main story, we would have to trap Mustachio's minions, but we can actually somehow get ahead of them really quick. So let's just catch their attention. Let's pretend that we already trapped them. And now, this is where the magic happens, as you're about to see. Jump over them and just do a little jump right there. If you time this just right, you won't get caught into the death animation that would normally play if you actually jumped too early there. So now we did that just right, we are okay. We don't have to restart that. All right, so we are now approaching Father Oak, which will be where we are getting our next element. As
he is not easily climbed.
Our disembodied narrator is going to mention here.
Your weapon will be even more powerful.
And once again, just like with the end of the first level, this would be a really good time for donations if we have any. Again, I'm saying this. If this run to be accepted, this would be a really good time for them. All right, so we're about to climb the tree right here. So, as you're about to see, we now have vines as our next elements that we are getting. This will be very pivotal come the end of this run as well. So again, we're climbing up to make our way to the temple that our next element is going to be stored. A very nice jump by Max right here. And here we go. So we got a couple more jumps right here. I don't know why I said here we go, but Just want to of course, be very careful to not mess these up. All right, so the temple is just right below these last platforms. And so we're gonna also let this voice line play.
Father Oak has gifted your weapon with new might.
So I normally do that skip in my runs, but you know, I figured I wanted to at least play it here, just say that hey, we've actually gotten an awesome element.
Yes. Whoa.
Probably my favorite element of all the elements in this entire game, by far. Although it has been, unfortunately, the cause of some unfortunate run killers.
Pines, branches, and earth are companions. They can be connected.
Yeah, just like our disembodied narrator is saying, these can of course be connected with branches, and once we get to the bottom here, when I say the bottom, I mean the bottom of this tree. It was a very tough jump that I just did right there. I wasn't totally sure if I was gonna make it, but it's okay. We just made it. But once we get to the bottom of this tree, we can also use it to connect earth pillars as well. All right.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna just play it safe right here. Except for coming up right here. A little 6 strat right here. Okay, nice. Just made it. Be a little careful on this one right here. Very nice. So you can see, we can connect earth pillars, which is very nice.
Now what?
Normally in runs, this would be a split that I would often die on. I would have to restart at another checkpoint that I just passed or whatnot. But we did very well. And coming up right here is, once again, another sequence of us being chased by Mustachio's beast. He's very hairy. That's all I can say. He's very hairy. He's a lot of hair. And as you can see, starts similarly to how our first encounter with Mustachio's beast starts. It's also very possible I could die here. Okay, cool. We didn't. We just gained a little bit of distance. Normally I would gain a lot of distance in my runs, but we at the very least made it to the end right here of this level, where we are going to knock out the beast so we can get this encounter done and over with. So let's create that. Whew, that was a bit scary right there. I was not sure that branch would actually roll just in time, but it did, and I'm very happy that we made it. And you can see, once again, we have saved time there. This is the best run that I've had out of 23 runs. That is very true. This has definitely felt like the best. All right, so this is our last encounter with Mustachio's minions right here. Possible PB, yay!
Watch this.
All right, let's climb up. All right. So we got a couple strats coming up right here. One at the end of this level, and one right here, as I just said a second earlier. Okay, I didn't make it, but you know, if I time that correctly, we can actually skip this cutscene, which normally would save us like around 10 or so, like at most 10 or so seconds. Sorry, it took me a second to remember. But we want to break this door down, and we just did. Very nice.
The shortest route takes you through the tomb of the 5 giants. My powers are weak to ground max. I cannot speak to you once you go.
All right, it's very unfortunate we couldn't
I'm going
push it.
underground.
Push this skull right here.
Alone? No. No way.
I will be with you again on the other side.
Okay, so what we're gonna do right here is create branch. Okay, we can ignore that because despite it still being present on the overlay,
This place kind of gives me the creeps. Is it far? Oh, right.
despite being present on the screen, it is deleted off of the Twitch chat, so you can ignore that. All right, so what we're gonna do here, this is a very pivotal strat. This is a very like a big save strat here. I don't know why I said pivotal, but this saves the most time, at least here in the early game. And it involves us grabbing these skulls here in the Tomb of the Five Giants. Normally in the main story of this game, we would need all 5 skulls, but we can actually just use one of these skulls to clip through this pit right here. I'm going to try to just do a little practice right there just to make sure that we get in there just safely. Okay, so that can happen right there, where we'd actually still hit the trigger even though we are supposed to clip through the floor. So let's try this again with the second one. Okay, we made it to the second try. So that's how the skip works, and we just saved 3 to 4 minutes right here.
Lady, please. I need your help.
All right, so as our narrator said before, she
Thank you.
cut her presence off. Her soul is unfortunately weak here in these caves, and when I say her soul, I mean her voice. So she can't really speak, but she can still lend her powers, even though she can no longer speak to us in these caves. So I'm just gonna perform a couple jumps right here, since just to avoid an unfortunate death from so much speed.
I don't know if you're doing this. Thanks.
Oh, there we go. So this is mainly the first time, aside from the second level in Chapter 2, that we have some downtime here. So this whole level would be a really good time for donations again, if we have any. And once again, I'm saying this in the sense that in case if this run were to be accepted. Donation. So yeah. So throughout this level, we will be seeing more of these piranha plants, if you want to call them. Unless Nintendo has trademarked that, then that's pretty bad. We're just gonna call them piranha plants for now. We'll be seeing them a lot throughout this entire level, and this will probably be the last time that we'll also be seeing them. So thank goodness as well. So okay, so unfortunately we missed that jump right there. Normally I would make it. Okay, very good. So we'll only be losing a little bit of time here, but normally this is a split that would be okay. Okay, so let's climb up right here with the branch. All right, that was perfect. All right, so we're going right here to grab this rock, which we'll use to help get Max to the next cave to our left here. And right here, this is the coming up is the first of 3 encounters that are gonna be very close, so we have to be very careful with Max. Oh, we got caught. No, we got caught. So yeah. Really unfortunate. Really unfortunate that we took a death there, and got a couple more. All right, so this is. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to articulate my words, and they're not articulating. So right here, the last time we'll be seeing these minus this next one that we are skipping. But need not, we didn't have to get killed by that thing. And we're now going into the only slope section right here in this level, aside from the beginning, of course. And now we start gaining much more light here, so we can finally see. And it looks like we can finally get our way out of here, right? But please back. No way! This is planned from the start by the game, so we have to find another route. So let's make our way down here. And the exit is right over here. So, aside from the one death that we've had in this entire level, not too bad.
No more.
In no way, indeed, JV.
Oh, Max. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, well, I'm just glad to be out.
Same here, Max. We are very glad to be out.
Wrong about you.
So, this is also another level right here that we're going to be seeing creatures that we're only going to see here. That being lantern bugs. Whew. Just dodged in time. So, what our narrator is about to say is we can actually trap these guys under branches. So, we got one right here.
Trap them under a bench, Max.
But that's not the only thing we can actually trap them by. We can actually, coming up right here, swap them as if we're using a fly swatter and getting them out without killing them. Like this time, at the very least. Without killing them. Let's try that again. Okay. Probably gonna die right there. Okay, cool. We didn't. Or we can also, with vines, just like branches, trap them under the vine. We also be very careful when we use them because, again, we also don't want one of them to escape. But at the very least, this is the only level that we will be seeing these lantern bugs. And this is also like one of the only levels in the entire game that we actually have an enemy type called a lantern bug. Oh, sorry, an enemy that is called a lantern bug. So, there we go. And kind of right here is a very prototypical bridge sequence that you would see in movies, but with a log, because why not? No, the bridge is out, or the log bridge is out. Well, let's quickly make our way over. All right, so let's make our way over to this branch just in time. And now let's begin our ascent up to the end of this, or at least close to the end of this level. If we can make the vine closer, that'd be amazing, and we just did. And I'm speaking very slowly. Thank you for the ad redemption, even though the ad is already playing. Which, that's a unfortunate L from the dashboard. Alright, so we just got another instance right here of us trapping these lantern bugs. And once again, like as I mentioned, we're gonna be using a vine to trap these guys. As is very possible. But we're also gonna want to wait here because sometimes we've actually had lantern bugs actually fall out like that one has. So again, we just recreate it. So that way we won't run into one. It'll probably be possible at the end of this level that we actually run into one. But again, we haven't had any deaths yet from these guys. Okay, I'm normally supposed to be able to push that. Okay, cool. Okay. We just got one more vine jump right here, and here is the last instance we will be seeing these lantern bugs. So, you know, like we just did, we just have to once again trap these lantern bugs behind a vine. And we're gonna be very careful when we come down because it is a little bit of an exposure. Okay. Just out of harm's way. All right, so coming up, after getting this little mini encounter right here with Mustachio's Beast. I'm sorry to spoil, but it is another encounter. So after this section right here, we'll be climbing up to continue it. But right now, we want to bring this spiked snail up because we need this, so that way we can be able to get up to the top. And what I mean by this is we want this beast to be not blocking the way for us to be able to climb up. All right, so what I'm doing right here is I'm doing early branch tech, which you can actually just create a branch right here as I'm demonstrating with the magic marker, and what you just saw briefly. So we would just create this one so it would stop the animation of the spike snail. And again, just same thing like we would normally do in the main story. Just bring this spike snail up. But this spike snail will be a trap for the beast right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump down. We're gonna jump down. Oh my goodness! And we're gonna let beast check it out. We'll also let this line play because this is a funny line right here. Did that hurt? It seemed like it really hurt, beast. All right, so right here that I'm about to perform is one of the best showcases for tech here, and it's this jumping sequence here on slopes, on these slopes. And as you saw right there, we did fail a bit of the jump tech, but we can recover. It's all right. Okay. Oh, just made it in time. I was not sure I was going to make that there. We got another strat that can be difficult to perform. Okay, okay, unfortunately we don't get the ledge grab right here, but it is very possible in runs to actually make this ledge grab right below the branch. And we're going to see if we can try to gain even more speed coming up right here. Okay, we just gained a little bit more. And that is the end of this encounter right here.
I can't keep doing this. Oh man.
So we won't actually be seeing Mustachio's Beast until later on this run. So it's just us and the magic marker.
This is gonna be wet.
You are close to the sacred pool.
So we just saw right there.
Your weapon will receive the most powerful gift yet.
Yes, I was also going to bring that up, but I wanted to mention first that honk. I wanted to mention first that going back into the talk of branches, we can actually jump on the edges. We can actually make the jump. I'm going to redo this because unfortunately this animation was too late. So it's unfortunate, but at least we get to hear honks again. Again, it's okay. We have time. We got time. And let's just wait. All right, honk. All right, no honks, unfortunately. Normally it would be making like a car honk sound, for one of the variations, but we unfortunately did not get that. We might actually get that in another run. So it's unfortunate. But as I was saying, before I got rudely interrupted by those creatures, which once again, they only appear here. Depending on where you jump off of branches, you can actually gain some height, even if you do more jumps.
Sacred pool of water. Go on.
So the sacred pool of right here is where we'll be getting our next element. That, of course, being water. And water, I mean water paths. So once again, this would be a really great time for some donations if we have any. And again, I'm saying that in the sense of if this were to be accepted into the lineup. So do not take that literally. Okay, now I don't know what I'm saying. So again, this will be another important element here. This is probably second to vines, in my opinion, as my favorite element. And in the next level, we'll be performing some more tough strats with these water paths in mind. Alright, I'm just gonna take my time just so I don't take a death here. Okay, please.
You are not the only thing that can be carried by water, you know.
So she's very much right about that. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the strat that I normally do right there, which we will skip that one water path. So it's unfortunate that we skipped a water path, a branch path, but we couldn't skip a water path. But it's okay. And speaking of water paths that we're gonna skip, we got another one right here that is much easier to perform. Okay, I didn't create the water path in time, so that's unfortunately another death. Okay, very unfortunate. Okay, so we made it on fourth try. It's unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is, and you know, explaining can be a bit time consuming, like to this game, unfortunately, but it really shouldn't be. But now we're officially out of the temple, and we're about to get to the end of this level right here. You know, after we throw this branch over and climb over this ledge here with the water path. So in the level coming up right here, we got another small strat right here, which will be using branches.
From there, you can enter the dungeons where Mustachio has imprisoned Felix.
I'm also going to try to perform a newer strat that I found that is also very difficult to perform, but not the worst one to make happen. Also, be careful right there. So I've had tents right there on that waterfall that I've actually had to redo that whole sequence, but thankfully we didn't have to worry about that. And this is the strat that I'm talking about right here. Normally we would have to bring this branch right there to those pillars, but we can actually skip that. And we didn't get that first try because Max was not evenly aligned. So we're going to do that again. So it's unfortunate, but again, got another try, and we made it the second try at the very least. So and we got another waterfall right here. This is a even bigger jump right here, so we want to be very careful. And right here is a lot more of these instances where we're going to be using branches to bring Max down. I'm going to need to recreate that again because we clipped it off at the wrong part and do it a third time, unfortunately. I'm going to create this vine right here. Okay, unfortunately, we took a death here because Max was not able to get enough stamina for that jump, which is really unfortunate. Okay. That being said, with right here, if this is the only couple times that we actually have unfortunate deaths here, then I'll honestly just be happy. Okay, we just made that. Prediction there'll be 4 total deaths for this split right here. Okay. I think that we can probably manage. Minus the deaths, of course, from the upcoming strat right here. I want to at least try to do if we can. And it involves us coming down these slopes right here and trying to gain as much momentum as possible. So let's see if we can try to do this. Okay, we have. I'm going to try to do an additional death to try to reset the... Okay. It's unfortunate that we had to waste another one, but it's all right. What we just did there is a newer cutscene skip that I found in practice. So it's all right we lose time on this. It's fine. It's not the worst time loss that we would have here on the split. Because honestly, the deaths earlier, like, in my opinion, could have been preventable. But again, I'd be much more happy if we didn't have any more here at the end of this. But thankfully, we don't. As you just saw right there, with Max having a lot of momentum on that jump, given how broken branches are here in this game. Just want to be very careful. Going down here. On this jump. Okay, just made it down in time. All right, we're almost done with this section here. Okay, even though we had a little edge grab there, I'm happy that we didn't really have many deaths in this split. So, once again, coming up right here, we have another of Mustachio's minions. But it's only 2 of them.
Those again.
As there is another one off screen that we're going to bring over to also bring them off this platform.
Down you go.
And all we have to do now is activate these gears with the water element right here. And we got it first try. Let's go.
Ha! Who's awesome? And drenched.
So, again, on our average segments, this is another save, even though we are losing a little bit of time. But it's not enough to be a huge time loss or anything.
This is the ancient stairway bridge.
Uh-huh. Pretty.
All right, so let's just survive this descent down the bridge. I'm going to let our narrator explain coming up. We will be getting our next element at the end of this chapter. But that'd be the next level. And you can probably guess what that is based on the hues of orange already. Even though they're actually a much different color, but it's okay. This is also one of the only times that we'll be seeing these little guys right here. these little mini lava monsters. Sorry, they're not really like monster-y per se, but they're lava beings. That's all I'll say. And we want to bring this one right here. It's very close. I almost thought we were going to have our first death of this split here, but thankfully we have not had that happen to us. We're gonna leap over this pit quickly. Okay, that is not what I wanted to do. I actually wanted to be over that, not jump up top, but that's the first time that I actually jumped all the way up top, even though I not wanted to do that, but it's okay. Because coming up at the end of this level, we'll be having another time-saving major strat that yours truly has actually found in the past. So, so after we get past these little lava buddies right here, we have a wall right here that we are about to smash. So let's just make our way down safely. And we're going to be using this heavily wrapped piece of rock to knock the wall down. So let's do just that. And we actually made it too big. Or actually, no, not too big. Too long with the vine. So that's unfortunate, but again, not the worst. And right here, this is where everything begins. So we have this mini boss right here, who I will just call Kronos, in my opinion, for those who know Greek mythology. I'm also going to take my time right here because I don't want to actually have an unfortunate death due to that lava wave, but we will try at one at the end. And right here, this is where we're going to be doing another ballsy strat, like I mentioned with the wave of lava. So made just in time. So let's go. All right, so like I said, we're now coming up around the end of this level, which is where we'll be performing our next major strat, and it involves, of course, with this mini boss fight against Kronos. And again, there's no confirmed name, just like with the snails. And got a couple fireballs to jump over right here. And we're going to be using this rock right here to push down to create a water path. You can see that little blue hue right there. And we're going to be very careful as we get down here. Okay, that was unfortunate. But we have another try to do this. But normally, if we actually made that, would have actually saved another 30 or so seconds off of that. Oh, please stay on, Max. Please stay on. We would have actually saved a good amount of time. I'd say around 30 seconds. Had we not died right there, but it's unfortunate that we did. But not the worst. So we got another try right here. And we just made it. So, unfortunately, we lost 30 seconds there. But again, we still managed to perform the strat, which is awesome. So normally we would have to sit through that cutscene there and then bring Max down. But with that strat, we can completely skip that. We can just go straight into the next level, which we are on right now. And this right here is where we're getting our final element of the entire run. We're going to be very careful when we come down because we don't want to hit these falling lava pieces. We will. We very much will. And we'll make sure that we stay alive doing that. Vaporized. So, this is also, once again, another important element that we're going to be using throughout this chapter, and especially in the remaining chapters in this game. But this is mainly the one section right here that will be of the utmost importance, since we need, of course, climb up to get out of all these lava chambers. When I say chambers, I mean caves of lava. Okay, cool. We just got that first try. Another thing, just like with vines to branches, we can actually not only attach vines to branches, but branches can also be used to hold the flames of disaster. No, but they'll be used to hold our flames that we're going to be using for the rest of this run, and they're going to also be very pivotal throughout the final fight at the end. What we're going to do right here is we're going to bring this branch. We just did this first try, but we're going to bring this branch up. Or branch over, sorry. And like you just saw, not only knock that down, but also we save a lot more time of having to pull that branch over to bring it up to that ceiling that we just broke. Okay, it's unfortunate we just missed that one, but we got second try, so I'm very happy we got a second try. All right, so I'd say this might be a good time right here for some donations. Again, I am saying this in the sense that this, if there is a possibility of this being in the lineup, again, I don't want to assume it will be or it won't. But again, just pointing out that this is just a section that would be nice. So we're gonna be climbing down here. On the other side of this ledge, right, that you just saw in the cutscene, we'll be facing more of Mustachio's minions coming up. Okay. Okay, we just made it in time. That's amazing. All right, so here we go. We hear a minion. Let's get rid of this minion. Very nice. And we're going to be really careful when we do this because, again, we're going to be using this branch. Not again, but we're using this branch to get rid of them, these minions. Very nice. Okay, so we're just barely saving time here on this in our average segments.
Mustachio's dungeons, Max. Here his minions are present in great numbers. Keep your eyes open.
Is Felix here?
He is near.
All right, so it's fortunate we couldn't get this little bit of the branch to make its way over here, because I've been wanting to try and make that strat work, but that's all right. That's all right. We still got another chance later on. So here we are. We're in Mustachio's dungeon. This is where we'll be able to find Felix, but we want to, of course, first clear out any minions that are in our way. So we want to be very careful. We got another one right here, and these last couple minions right here we can actually just skip, so we don't have to worry about them chasing us down.
I'm coming, Felix.
And the same can be said right here in this little area. So what we want to be doing is we want to be climbing up, and we want to be destroying the door in the middle left, as that is going to make our way to Felix, of course, so that way we can be able to rescue our brother. And not only that, but we're also going to want to destroy the door. I say, so that way we'll be able to enter in the door. So, bye bye, Mustache's minions. At least those ones. All right, that took a little bit of time to load that vine element. Okay, so we just got a little bit more to go to get to our little brother. I can see right below this trapdoor, which is not really a trapdoor, it's just a cage. There is our brother Felix inside of an even smaller cage. So let's go ahead and see if we can try to free him. Oh, but there's a guard there. Okay, that's the first time that I missed that. But we want to be very careful because that guard can obviously hurt us. So got it first try, so it's all right. All right, now let's go ahead and free Felix from this thing holding his cage. Excuse me. There we go. All right, so now we trap both of these henchmen.
Now let's get you down, Felix.
So, very nice. And so, in this cutscene that we just skipped right there, we're actually now being chased by Mustache's minions. So, we have to be very careful to not let them get into Felix's grasp. Sorry. Sorry. We have to be careful to not let Felix get into their grasp. So, again, of course, we're making branches to make sure that they don't cross over, and that was just only us being able to cross over and whatnot.
Take that.
Stay mad, Mustache's minions. Stay mad. Oh. That was not what I wanted to do. Alright, so that's very unfortunate. Normally, like, just bring Felix down just the way how I did it right there. And then, try to be ahead of Felix a little bit. So that way we're performing things just right. Okay. Let's get Felix down there. And we're going to try to climb the vine that... Okay, unfortunately we didn't make that. That's another death. Alright, so unfortunately we had to use the... Oh, that's funny. We actually climbed on top of Felix's cage during this mini cutscene. Alright, that actually helps us a lot now. So, just lift Felix down right here. And right here we're going to be climbing down to this next area. But we also want to be very careful because there are also some minions down here that we want to get rid of. Climb up. We have another really hard strat, at least for me, to perform that we just did in our practice before this run began. Okay. Okay, we just got it. Whew. That was a bit scary. Alright. Got that first try. That's very nice. Also, I should have said this at the beginning of this run. There will be moments that I will give you very quiet, and it's for those moments I'm going to have to be putting a lot of focus. So that's not to say that I'm not wanting to commentate this run. But yeah, just wanted to put that as a forewarning just going forward for the rest of this run, if I haven't mentioned it yet. All right, so now that we have created this branch, we want to get rid of, again, these Mustachio bombers. So we want to be very careful when we do this. Ooh, just barely. Just barely, as we created that branch. All right. Oh, that was unfortunate. I'm trying to get Felix nicely centered. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna probably hold. Yep, there we go. Okay. I just need to make sure that Max's cage was pulled. Felix's cage was pulled, so I can be able to get up top. And now we can activate this switch to bring Felix over to this last jump right here for Felix at the very least, because we're actually going to be bringing Felix into the next area right here by breaking down this door. So unfortunately, we have to do a thing that Felix does not want to have happen to him. We're also going to take our time right here because we don't want
Sorry, Felix.
Okay, sorry about that. So we had Felix pushed in there, but what's that? We just saw a hand grab it. Well, to explain that, that was actually Mustachio that just grabbed Felix and is taking Felix to another castle. And what we're doing right here is a really hard strat that was done in the recent world record for this run. So we're gonna be trying to be very careful when we're doing this, because it is very possible for us to actually not get this strat. But this also is another cutscene skip if we get this just right. Hopefully. All right, we got it first try. That's very nice. So, so we save a lot more time there for that cutscene. That cutscene normally takes up a good like 15 or so seconds, if I remember correctly when I wrote this down. But again, I might write it down in my notes for this submission. So, because again, this is well, not again, but this is my first run since Friday. Okay, it's gonna be a little slow right here because we are making sure that Max makes it up to these right here. I'm just gonna be very careful right here too. Okay, Mustachio, we get your point. You love laughing. So, yeah. We're coming up now on the end of this level, which will be going right into the 7th chapter soon after. So we just got this right here. can be very tough to perform on first runs, but isn't that bad of a strat. So there we go. We just golded our segments right there. So very nice. All right, so there are a couple of segments that in which we will be for different ways to save time. But for the most part, this is another rest level. We only have a few instances of the minions in this level, and then we'll be done with Mustachio's minions for the rest of this run.
Castle.
Where's Felix? Max, save me! Felix,
Okay, please.
I'm coming!
I don't know why my eye is twitching. It should not be twitching right now. So, just like with the in one of the levels earlier, we can actually just skip this water path right there, so we don't have to use 2 water paths. We can just only use 1. And now we're gonna bring back the branch, because we're going to be shooting down more of Mustachio's minions to get them out of our sight. So that way we can be able to make our way to Felix. Just got another one right here. Grab a little bit of a brief break, and we'll see them sometime on the climb up, hopefully. Ooh, that was very close. We almost died right there, but thankfully we didn't have a death right there. Okay, we died there. That's very unfortunate, because I didn't properly time that. Normally I wouldn't have a death right there, but it's all right. We're doing okay. Oh, that's very unfortunate. I never had expected that animation to hit Max there. That's very unfortunate. That's very rare when that happens. Okay. So, I don't think this run could PB, but it's still possible. It's still very possible, sorry. That we could have a PB happen, but again, we have to be very careful with our deaths going forward. All right, so coming up right here is another strat that it's going to involve this branch. So we're going to be trying to stand in the middle of this branch, so that way we can not have to worry about getting rid of this minion. Okay, I'm trying to create this water path just right. Okay. And we can just skip having to get rid of that minion altogether, which is very nice.
Again? No.
Okay, hopefully we can be okay in this. All right. I had to really play it safe on that one, because it's very possible that if you miss that jump there and you don't bring Max up the vine, you can actually hit the lava. But thankfully, we actually were able to avoid that. So let's connect these vines, which again, there's gonna be pretty pivotal. There's gonna be pretty useful in the fight coming up. Which again, not too far in. Oh, sorry, we're not too far out from the end of this level. That'll bring us into the final fight. So. And just like, Bowser, he has his own statues, so. Okay, so just be very careful to make sure that we made that. Oop, let me recreate that branch. We're also gonna be very careful right here, climbing this branch here, because I've actually had some runs where I've actually fallen off of this, but thankfully it hasn't been common. Unfortunately, this won't be a sub 120. because of the unfortunate deaths we've had earlier in this run. But with the new strats, we should theoretically have a close to possible PB happening. Again, I can't really say that for sure. Okay, we got that first try. That's amazing. So, this is the last switch right here before we get up to the final boss. So once again, we're gonna want to connect these vines to start the circuit up. We just have. So that's nice. It's gonna be really close this this run. So to a potential PB, it's gonna be really close. So I don't think we're gonna PB, but it was, for all intents and purposes, a solid run. Not perfect. I'm just gonna take my time and just not have a death right here.
Good luck.
So
Be
here we go.
careful up there.
So again, this is gonna be a really close fight here. So here's the final fight with Mustacho. Who in the cutscene that we just skipped actually transferred his soul into Felix. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Actually did not want to fall there, but we wanted to climb here to start the circuit. So we are going to lose a little bit of time because we actually started too early. We actually jumped off too early. So again, we're connecting outlets, and this strat right here we're about to do, be very careful on. All right, it's unfortunate we had it on third try, but idea is we want to hit the hand first, and then I'll just cancel that. So I've got that second try at the very least. So again, this is going to be coming very close. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Again, this is really good. This was really good. And time. Alrighty. That's 122.30. That is the new personal best.
Felix! Are you okay?
As you can see, Felix is, well, okay.
Max, you saved me.
You little rats!
So, that is, of course, Max the Cursor Brotherhood. It's a pretty fun run, for the most part. There are some unfortunate times in the run that we can have time loss, but nothing to the point where it won't actually be reset worthy unless it's really devastating. But again, very rare when that does happen. So my averages normally for these runs would be around the 128 to 130 mark. Although it is very possible that this can be done with a sub 120, or is the current world record is sub 110.
Now what?
But
I'm not sure.
but
Max, you
once again,
completed what I
that is the
called
run.
Our land is safe.
Thank you so much for tuning into this submission,
Farewell,
and
both of you.
we will serve your day.